There's a lot of activity happening here in Washington, D.C. Today at the Africa Fintech Summit, that is the 2023 Africa Fintech Summit. Now, this summit is the ninth summit that has been held. The summit itself has been held across different parts of the world, but it's the fifth time that it's been here in Washington, D.C. Just a couple of proceedings that have happened so far. We've seen a couple of officials from State Department talking about how the U.S. is investing in the Africa fintech sector. And one thing they've expressed, with the sentiments that have been expressed time and time again by authorities that have visited the continent, is that the U.S. government is excited by innovation that's coming out of the continent. And of course, they're looking forward to partnering with the continent to improve the fintech sector.
Mike, if I come there, give me the highlights of the major players. Who should I see first and why?
Yeah, so a couple of major players that have been highlighted. As I mentioned, we had the gentleman from the State Department speaking. A couple of minutes ago, I spoke to a young innovator, Benjamin Fernandez from Tanzania. He's also someone that has been commended big time by the U.S. government. He hails all the way from Tanzania. He's raised a lot of money that has been able to benefit the East African nations fintech sector. So those are a couple of players that we've spoken to so far, and more are going to be coming off on our website.
What really is the takeaway for Africa? Most of this, as we say, they're from Africa. They're showcasing this in Washington, D.C. But what does the continent get out of this?
Now, here, in terms of the continent and what it's receiving, of course, aside from partnership with the U.S. government, it's investment in the youth. It's investment in the startup companies. It's investment in the women. It's investment in agriculture. It's investment in different sectors. Now, as I had a conversation with a couple of young folks, some of them who are showcasing their products here, one thing they really commended is how fintech is growing on the continent. And the reason why they say fintech is growing, besides the fact that we have several different challenges, i.e. infrastructure, etc., is because they firmly believe that fintech is addressing everyday issues on the continent. And the U.S. government is seeing that, and that's why they have decided, no, Africa is the next innovative spot, and they are looking to pour money into it.
Mike, I'm just curious because you are our digital guy here. What is your biggest interest in what you're watching out there today?
Well, so far they're yet to showcase the products. They're going to have a competition later on where they're going to be showcasing the products. But through conversations that I've had, once again, I keep bringing his name up. Benjamin has the highest product there that really piqued my interest as a digital person. The reason being, Benjamin is addressing an issue that is really permanent on the continent, and that is remittance. That is money that is being sent from the diaspora all the way back to the continent. And as highlighted by some experts that I've spoken to today, that seems to be one big issue. At times, you'll have someone that sends you money and you're back home, and of course, it takes a couple of days for you to receive it. So to have someone that is playing in that field and addressing that and ensuring that people can get their money in a timely manner, that's definitely a good thing that's coming out so far.